This is JK Games Game Podcast, where we bring you the news and reviews you care about.
And this season, we're playing through one game at a time with our official video game book club.
Whether you're the type to 100% every side quest,
or you're just here for the vibes and the story.
Easy mode or expert.
you belong here.
In our conversation.
Very, very good. Very topical.
Scary.
I was trying to be scary.
I was.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I should have been more like easy mode or expert. You belong here in our conversation. That's more Reanimal themed because this is really whispering because I keep saying, what are those kids saying?
It is a whispery kind of game.
I'm glad they got subtitles though.
Thank
Y'all
God.
got subtitles on?
Yeah. Always.
Well, I'm Kayla. I'm one of your hosts here at JK Games Podcast, Video Game Book Club.
Yeah, and I'm Jerica, the other host. I was just sorry for the lingering. You were just like, okay, is she gonna keep talking? And no, and I was like, I'm not, I guess. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm technically sort of leading the conversation today. But yeah, this voice right here, it's me. It's Jerica. And then we're also joined by, say hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
I love it every
it's too
time.
easy.
Hi,
Hey, I'm back. We're playing Reanimal, so it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of animals in this game, and I don't know what to think of it.
You have to do an
can't wait.
impression of everyone.
Okay,
When we
I'll try
talk
my
about it.
best.
Yeah.
I will try my best.
That's
Is that
my
it?
impression.
Is that Crow?
Should I go ahead and give our housekeeping, or do we say what we're doing here? I feel like we did, right? We're talking
We're talking about Reanimal today.
Yeah.
We're talking about Reanimal. I hope some people in the chat can say they're playing with us. If not, no worries. This is maybe the show for you to figure out, should you play Reanimal? We're going to talk about it.
Very good point. But if you are listening to us for the first time and you're like, what the heck are these people doing? And why should I listen to them? Well, you can check us out here on Monday nights live discussing whatever video game we're covering. We just wrapped up our The Wolf Among Us conversation. That was a really fun topic that we covered with a guest, my brother. And we talked all about our decisions that we made. And ending, Josh gave a really good speech on the theme and the meaning of the game, which I really liked. And it's an older game that we covered and we all had it on our to playlist that we'd never played before. But this is a brand new game, just released a couple days ago. And so we knew we wanted to cover through Video Game Book Club a variety of releases, some new releases, backlog items. So this is part 1 of 2, and we'll finish up next week. It's a short-ish game. I feel like I read that it runs about 10 to 12 hours. And I think we're, as a group, probably I've played about 4 hours. I know we'll probably talk more details on how far we've gotten as we get further into the topic. But if you haven't already seen our website, jkgamespodcast.com is where you can get fun merch like this. If you're watching the video version.
Oh, wait.
Josh is going to grab us something.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
These very nice hats, if you're watching.
Yeah,
If you're
embroidered.
listening, they're embroidered and they're nice. The letters kind of stand out a little bit. And it's a very stiff brim. I think Jerica likes a stiff brim.
It's very stiff.
There's a lot to be said there.
It'll definitely...
Yeah.
Yes, there is. I'm so proud of you, Kayla. You took it there. I wasn't going to take it there, but you did.
Jerica's being nice.
What, is this drop and drop out?
Yeah.
I know. What kind of shit are we trying to do
Who are
here? But I do like a stiff brim.
Yeah.
I like it to make... I want to make sure if someone's trying to get me, I can poke their eye out. Why is
what
my
it's
for?
voice raspy? God, the Reanimal in me. Okay.
But speaking of Drop In Drop Out podcast is our network, our group together of shows and community where you can find us on Monday nights doing this. You can find us tomorrow doing Spotlight Games, where you can get the latest and the greatest in the video game news. And then Wednesday, Spotlight is also doing a Resident Evil stream. I forget what game they're on. But this week's kind of like Resident Evil Takeover Week featuring Blaster Goblin, who has not been on JK Games, but Jerica has been on Blaster Goblin's content.
Yeah.
So you should check that out on Wednesday and also Thursday on Drop In, Drop Out podcast. Me and Jerica are joining Patrick and Blaster Goblin for a Resident Evil retrospective. You may remember back in the day, we did one on JK Games where we did like a whole like walk through every single game. This one I think will be a little bit more concise. That one's long. You should still watch it if you want. I'll probably reshare it somewhere like soon so you can catch
you should
up
for this week.
Yeah, I'll find it. But so that's Thursday, and then Friday, Jerica's doing something really fun. Jerica is joining Kind of Funny again on Kind of Funny Games Daily with Greg on Friday.
Yeah, we're gonna
at
talk
10
about
a.m.
the news again. Yes. What time? Oh, can you convert the time
Oh,
for me
no.
again?
Oh no!
Put it on
Kayla's
the
gotta tell
calendar
her what
so I
time
don't
to show up
forget.
with Greg. Oh,
It's like they do it at lunchtime, their time, and it's always like breakfast, and I always feel like,
no, if it's
or, like,
lunchtime
it's
there, it would be later here.
damn it, I always get it. There's always something. There's a different type of meal.
It's 2
to be
hours.
involved. It's always like,
There's
hey,
a different meal.
what do you have for breakfast or lunch? I don't know. And I'm like, overnight oats, because it's like
Right.
breakfast. So, okay. Yeah.
Mimosas for brunch, It's at 10 a.m. PST. So it is at 12,
PPST.
12 p.m.
Central,
It's lunch our
Yeah.
time.
1 EST.
Right.
Oh,
So you
God.
should, well,
Don't
don't
get
worry,
the
we'll
EST in your
share.
brain. 12 p.m. Jerk.
I
Most
put it
of
in
our
the calendar
times we
already.
share.
Jokes aside, I put in the calendar
Yeah,
already
yeah.
because I didn't want to not that I would forget, but I'd forget what the time zone situation is. I have to look at it like 5 million times, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yes, that's on Friday. So make sure you be there and support Jerica or else.
Yeah.
You hear it from me.
Maybe there's some really good video game news. Maybe Reanimal 2 is announced because it ends so well and they're like, we got to do a sequel.
Do you know if they're
So,
playing
like,
it? Have they shared?
Someone's playing it this week. I think Andy and Mike.
This is
I
the
know you
behind the
they-
scenes because you're going to be on there for the news on Friday. So
Yeah.
this week, do you have to look at the news? Are you bringing anything?
They
or
only
are you-
do I mean, I might. That's a good idea.
Are
but-
they pulling it and you're kind of just there to discuss? Do you find out ahead
Commentary.
of time?
No, yeah, but I mean, if I see something it's they do it every day. It's daily.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like whatever
daily.
news between the last episode and 24 hours later, whatever is new stuff for Friday morning. So yeah, I mean, either one of you, they're like, oh, if you see a topic you want me to talk about it, I will.
The
Kayla,
little
Josh,
JK
write
Games
in.
insert. Yeah.
Right in.
That's very fun. I did forget also to plug me and Josh played Peak with a bunch of creators last week, and that is up on our YouTube if you want to watch it. It's kind of chaotic, but it's really fun.
Hey, Cater Blossom with the raid. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, welcome.
Oh, Kate was playing a really fun demo. Oh gosh, what was it called? It was like I forget what it was called. Put it in the chat, Kate. And then I don't know how to do shout outs, but we should shout
We're
out.
starting
about
for everyone who just got here. We will be discussing the new game Reanimal. We haven't got into it yet. We just
Yeah, I was
started.
wondering
so
what game.
don't worry.
What were they
Spoilers or
entertained
anything.
by?
You're right.
Like, what was she playing? Because we're about to talk about the most grotesque. It's not the most grotesque game, but Reanimal is definitely there's
Some
a
weird stuff.
it's a me game for
Yeah,
sure.
it's
And
weird.
I grew up watching a lot of scary movies, and I also like making barn animal noises. So, yeah,
Yeah,
Reanimal.
it's I had mentioned it. I was in Cater Blossom's chat earlier and I had mentioned it and I was like, wait, I don't think she likes scary games. But I don't know. We'll get into it, like our full discussion.
She says
but-
my community is freaky. We can hang. I love that.
Hey, freaky. Thank you. Yes. Go follow Cater Blossom. She's amazing. They're amazing at No Small Games. You should go follow them. But I think that's all for plugs, Jerica, if you want to take it away. I think that's everything.
Plug me up. Am I all
Plug you
plugged
in.
up?
You're ready
Or maybe better yet, the community where they're plugged. Are y'all plugged and loaded?
Plugged in.
Let's go. Because I'm here today to sort of, we were talking a little bit before the show, but I was like, Josh, have you played Little Nightmares? Because Reanimal, as we'll find out after I do like a little brief history of the developer, previous games. The developer, they worked on Reanimal. They've done Little Nightmares 1 and 2, not the third one.
Right.
They're not attached to that. I keep saying that because Kayla played it and it just
Correct.
did not look great. But the core gameplay and dev team worked on Reanimal, and I went down I want to go down memory lane. I'm like, have they really worked on any other projects? They seem to love small children and putting, that almost sounds bad. Let me finish that sentence. In a situation, they like to put small children in horrific situations that makes the player terrified. And I'm like, these small little kids with little hats over their heads, sometimes bags.
There's a lot of Tarsier.
Yeah, there's a lot of
one of them, like one of the early ones, is like an intestine ball.
Yeah, it's really.
I was like, what? Why is that?
Really
why is that on my
weird.
head?
There's some symbolism there, but you're just like, God, they really like to torment small children, don't they? The kids are so cute too. I feel so bad. I'm like, look at
There's
them
a
run
theme
with their
here, which we
little
could talk
legs.
about at some point. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna dial into my notes real quick so I don't get off track again. Okay, so reanimal means more than what it sounds like, supposedly. We're 4 hours in and I don't know what's going on in the game. Not a bad thing. I love a good mystery, but just to recap, what is Reanimal at its core? Reanimal is a co-op horror venture from Tarsier Studios?
Tarsier, something like that.
I usually
Tarsi-
say Tarsier.
I think it's
Tarsier?
Tarsier.
Tarsier?
Something like that.
Okay, well, we'll just see what comes out of my mouth in the next few minutes again, and that's what I'm going to stick with. You play as a brother and sister navigating a twisted, animal-infested world while searching for missing friends. It blends environmental puzzles, stealth, cinematic platforming, and lots of survival tension. New with this game, it can be played solo with your companion, the AI, or you can play with someone else, IRL, in co-op.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that till we started playing. I was like, oh, is this a co-op experience? What do you know? And I guess Little Nightmares 3 might have been the first one to have that
I think
feature
so.
too. Yeah, because Kayla and Patrick were playing.
Right.
It was bad. So
It
sorry.
was bad. Now, Tarsier, now I'm getting real fancy with their name, is best known for Little Nightmares and something else here in my notes that I forgot to add. They also worked on, they helped contribute to Little Big Planet. The team did way back in the
really?
day. Yeah. I didn't realize that. Like they had their hands in Little Big Planet, and I can sort of see that now after playing. I can see the resemblance. I don't know
didn't
if
know
either
that.
one of you ever played Little Big
Oh,
Planet.
I love Little Big Planet.
Sackboy.
Yeah, Sackboy.
never played
Yeah, I love Sackboy.
He was like a Sony mascot during the PS3 era.
I know. I'm sad. It's not
Media
really.
Molecule. So wait, what
Yeah.
did they do? What did Tarsier do for them?
I don't have the
Oh, okay.
specifics. I just
That's
know
fine.
they helped with some part of Little
And there's spin-offs and
Nightmares.
stuff. You know, there was like some spin-offs and all kinds of stuff.
Sorry, let me clear my throat. I keep getting raspy.
The sicknesses, the JK game sickness continues.
It does.
Little Nightmares, Little Big Planet. There's a connection there.
There's something there.
Littles.
Little.
The
The
Littles.
littles.
Stuart Little. I love Stuart
Stuart
Little.
Little.
Oh my god.
And of course, Little Nightmares, those games were also dialogue free. No talking, heavy on atmosphere, built around one core idea. You are you're super small. You're in this massive hostile world. The horror that came from these games was scale, just being so small, isolation, and they really relied on environmental storytelling, not jump scares, which I still got jump scares from Little Nightmares. I'm just a scaredy cat.
There's like
There's
a
some.
what is it called? It gives like a Jack and the Beanstalk kind of vibe where you're like a tiny person and there's like bigger weird things.
Yeah.
I don't know. This doesn't make any sense, but like James and the Giant Peach.
Oh yeah, I could see it. Just the aesthetically. Yeah, I could see it. Mm-hmm.
All these games have like Tim Burton energy for sure.
Absolutely. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Tim Burton energy. Also, a side note before I get in the next part, if there's ever another season of Secret Level, they gotta team up with this team and do Little Nightmares
Yeah,
or
for sure.
Reanimal. Like
It'd
I would
be
love an
good.
episode. It'd be perfect for like that shorter,
You're
like
right.
episodic one-off stories. I want more from this world. That was my side note.
Yeah.
Okay. Little Nightmares was originally called Hunger. Did y'all know that?
No.
I did not.
That
During
makes
development.
sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of food and like eating imagery in all of these games.
Yes.
Like a
Because the
lot of them.
kids, they're so little, they're starving and they're
Yeah.
terrified. Let me eat this block of cheese. I don't know if there's cheese in the game. And of course, the theme of consumption, as we're talking about. basically shaped everything about the game. The world itself felt like the enemy. But here's the big shift. They no longer wanted to control, or they no longer control the Little Nightmares IP.
Correct.
They were acquired from, or Embracer Group. Who would have thunk it? So Reanimal is technically their first like original. Sorry, I didn't mean to pull my mic into my face. Had an itch. Their first like original horror universe that they've been able to sort of reset with. And I guess the biggest like design change, it's they've adjusted scale with Reanimal. I feel like it's built around survival a little bit better. There's two characters, which there was two characters in the Nightmares, but you're like navigating more cohesively, or like the puzzles are requiring both characters to really like, I don't know, it's a little bit more obtuse, and the answers aren't right in your face. As
I would
I'm
agree.
seeing. Yeah,
Yeah,
You
it's
know
a
what it
little bit
reminded
more
me of?
mature, I would say.
A little bit, and really the other ones do too, but I haven't talked to either of you really about Little Nightmares that much, but
yeah.
this kind of genre, and especially this game, it was really reminding me of Ico a little bit.
Yep. I
I don't know
agree.
what that
Yeah.
is.
It's the same dev as Shadow of the Colossus and Last Guardian. And
Oh, I see.
there's a new one. Yeah. So Ico is a game where you're like in this castle and it's like a boy and a girl, and you're having to like get through the castle and you pull each other up on ledges, and it's very, very similar. Yeah.
It's like a what would you describe this as? I'm bad at describing video game genres, which is funny that we're in this business. Is it more platformer? Like, would you say that, or is it more like
It's a little bit, but not
a little bit?
I don't
It's
even
not
know
its
what I
like
would call this.
core DNA. It's like, I don't know. It is
This is
puzzle.
it's almost like an adventure game, but an adventure game, what I mean is like the old point and click kind, because you're having to like interact with little objects. And
Yeah.
You're not in control of the camera as much.
Ooh,
Which I
speaking
love the
of,
camera
yeah.
angles.
Ooh,
They're
I'm glad
so
you said
good.
that, because this one in particular, a little bit more than Little Nightmares, it almost made me feel like I was playing a JRPG, like a classic like Final Fantasy VII, but like I was like waiting for random battles to happen, kind of. Some of those angles and some of how the cameras are, it just was giving me classic Final Fantasy vibes, like 7, 8, 9 Final Fantasy vibes with the fixed camera angle and everything. Did you get
Yeah,
that
Like
too,
it's
Jericho?
almost, it made you, it's making me afraid to go around the corner. You can sort of control the camera in Reanimal, but like overall, you're still sort of like at the mercy of where this camera is like adjusting to the area you're in, because it changes a lot based on where you're walking around.
I think it does a fantastic job at angles and like the way that the like screen view is, like when you go through certain like tunnels, the way it then like expands back at your surroundings, or like it pans to the side. I think it does a really great job of like storytelling through camera angles. Like,
Yeah.
it's something that I feel like is very unique to this. I'm sure this is not a unique concept in itself, but like I feel like it does a really good job at that in Little Nightmares too. But this feels more well-rounded and like more dynamic, I think is the way to describe it. Like they've really like built upon what Little Nightmares laid foundationally with the visual. I'm just strictly talking like visuals and like graphic fidelity. The lighting I think is really well done.
It looks
Yeah.
incredible. The textures and the atmosphere and the lighting. And I play with headphones, and there's not necessarily a lot of music. There's some, but like just the
There's some.
sound effects and the
Yeah.
sound design, everything very good. Very
Well,
good.
it's so quiet, so I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine like really. I'm not playing with headphones, so
Yeah.
I sort of want to try that now because it's
It's
so
cool.
quiet until something in the environment is like interacting, or like
just
someone's like
hearing
in the bushes.
Around, like there's a part where there's like a table with all these papers fluttering in the wind, and just all the papers you hear it like blowing.
I know what you're talking
And
about.
it's like,
Oh.
yeah, it's real like crispy sounding, very crispy.
Yeah.
The audio is very good.
And then I think like I also think that the way that they play with color I think is really cool. Like obviously there's a big like red theme, but what I like about this game a lot is that it's able to be like monochromatic without being
Yeah.
dull.
That's a good
Does that
point.
make sense? Like I think
Yes.
the way that it's like it's able to kind of pull off this like color scheme without seeming like flat. That's part of the problem I have with Little Nightmares 3, and
It was
not
just gray. Yeah, it was very.
It was just like brown and gray.
I remember watching your stream and calling that out.
Yeah, it was just interesting because like and obviously that's a different developer, like someone else picked up Little Nightmares 3, but I did think it was interesting, like the way that they're able to like achieve that like very specific look without it being like flat. Like it has
You're
a lot
right.
of
This
depth
is more
to it.
cinematic.
It's got a lot of depth, and I think it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, to your point, like the lighting, and like even we'll get to this later. There's even a moment where you arrive at like a theater in like the bright pink neon, because this world's like so dark blues, black. I mean, like it's to the point where I am like, when you set it up, when you start playing the game, it's like, where do you want your brightness level? And you know, when you're setting up like HDR, if you're using that, your brightness, like I tried to match to what it wants, because, and if you do, I ended up turning up my brightness a little bit more. But if you do though, the game is so dark. And if you played that way, it's more realistic, but God, it's so hard to see, especially when you have your, like your little lighter and that's all you have.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. And there's moments where there's a lot of similar colors, but all of a sudden you get into the city area and then there's like a pop of like hot pink at like this theater. And I'm like, that's cool. This game looks so cool.
It does look really cool.
The looks are very cool.
Really quick, I wanted to give some chat shout outs. We have Dan Goodshow in the chat. Welcome in, who said he's almost convinced Renee, his wife, to play the game with him. Very exciting. Fingers crossed for you. Fancy Nancy, hi, welcome in. We have Cirrus Shard. We had Cater Blossom earlier. We had Cognitive Clips earlier. We have lots of fun. And we had first time chatter from our raid, Uriah Hope. So sorry if I mispronounced that. Apologize.
Uriah Hope.
Sorry, Derek, I didn't mean to derail, but
no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Speaking of derail, I just realized Dan Goodshow's wife's name's Renee. Dan Goodshow, they just had their first child like a year ago. Missed opportunity to name the child Renesmee.
Oh, yeah, very
go.
good pull. Very
also,
good
I have a mention for Dan Goodshow too, because none of us are playing co-op, right? We don't know really. I don't know what that experience is like.
I was wondering that too, because the AI is pretty good, or whatever. I don't know. You call it AI, but the CPU character, it's pretty good.
AI feels like a dirty word to say.
Now it's like you can't use it.
But I think it's always been that.
Yeah, we used to call it that.
I do think it's different than like what we're discussing in current day.
We used to call it that in games when it was like
computer,
the other character you're not playing. Yeah.
The computer character.
Cater Blossom says, y'all are selling me on it. I'm curious what the title means in relation to the game, and also scared. Guess what? I have no idea what it means either yet.
Well, there's some things to discuss there that we will. There's some stuff.
Yeah, I want to dive into it because I know. Oh, better yet, sorry, Dan Goodshow. Let us know if you play and what the co-op experience is like. You can send us a message, DM us. We'll read it on here, because like that is one miss that we didn't have, was playing like how did the co-op feel? Because I'm curious about how some of that works if you end up playing. But yeah, so just like referencing Little Nightmares 1 and 2, like one thing that's always stood out to me from those titles was just like, the lack of dialogue, the creepiness of it all, just, and then the beauty of the world, and like how much they do tell a story with just the scenes and the atmosphere and the environments. I don't know about y'all, like, are we getting some of the same vibes from Reanimal, or is there anything new that you're noticing?
So I think what's interesting, just from a high level, like again, yes, Little Nightmares kind of does this too, but I'll speak just to this game for people who, are interested in Reanimal. Like Jerica said, it just kind of drops you in. There's no like prologue, or there's no like explanation. There's not really dialogue. There's a couple moments where a character might say something like brief, like one sentence, but in general, you don't really know what you're doing, as far as like, it's all just world building through
circumstantial
action and going through and like figuring stuff out, which is cool. Because in some of these games, there's even parts in this where you have the tendency, like maybe you'll see a book or a journal or something, and you're like, oh, let me go read it. Maybe there'll be like a blurb about something. No, there's none of that. Like there's no like journals. There's no anything like that. There's no audio logs. So it's actually kind of nice, because it's almost like playing house. These are like it's almost like playing with little dolls, right? Because you're in this world, and your perception, my perception of what's going on might be different from Jericho or Kayla's, because you're kind of having to infer through just little cues, or like putting things together. So very interesting.
Well, one thing I did notice, and I was sort of referencing Little Nightmares 1 and 2, like the lack of dialogue. This game, Reanimal, has dialogue. It's
It
not
does,
much.
it does have some.
And that
It
was
has
Yes.
that was
some.
new. That was new. I was like literally, yeah, Kayla. I was like, they speak.
It
Yeah.
starts
Speak.
early, and I didn't know if that meant there's like a lot more, but there really isn't.
No.
When they have it, it matters. I've noticed. Like you don't get
For
it
sure.
often, but when you do, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. It's so,
Yeah.
their voices are so cute. The characters are so adorable, even though they're just like, I hate that they're in this situation because I just want to grab them and put them in my backpack and get them out of there. I feel so bad. But yeah, Kayla, how are you feeling?
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
as being a
It's-
fellow Little Nightmares, fan. Like, are you grasping to what they're evolving into with Reanimal?
I'm going to be honest, I kind of alluded to this accidentally early on about how I felt about it, but I kind of wish they were stepping more away from it than they are, to be honest with you. I do feel like to me, you could very easily say this is just a Little Nightmares game, which is not a bad thing to say because, again, I'm a fan of the franchise, but I feel like you could easily just rebrand it and it be Little Nightmares as of right now. That may change later on in the game, but I think I was expecting it to be different than it is. Not in a bad way, and I'm still enjoying my time, and we'll expand more upon that. But I do wish that they could have like got a little bit more experimental, I guess, with their direction. And I think that the bones are still, and I get like if you have like a fan base that you've built on the games that you've created already, why you would want to like exemplify that in your next game if that's like your style. But I do think that if it would have benefited them to like try something a little bit different, I guess, with their maybe a different mechanic. There's a couple of mechanics they've added in.
I'm about to say, I'm like,
Yeah.
I semi agree, semi disagree. Like from my opinion would be like, I think there's been, I don't know, up until probably the last 2 hours I played, so I'm about 3 to 5 hours in. So like maybe hour 4 and 5, I'm like, gosh darn, is this like, gosh darn, there's a lot of new ways to get around this world. This is more open than I thought. And I don't know, for me, I don't know if I like that or not. Not saying that, to your point, there's some things I like and I don't like. I do like the DNA of Little Nightmares, like game style being in
Yeah.
this as much as it is. Cause that's what I like about that kind of game. Like I didn't want them to shy away from it. So I'm glad they're
Yeah.
sticking to it. But there's moments that I've found that have been a little, I'm afraid to go into this room because I'm afraid it might progress the story and then I miss out on something else.
Yes, I've had this.
That's what
feeling.
that's what I keep getting irritated with.
I'll give you an early example of that, which is when you do the trolley thing, because you get on this little trolley and you kind of go to the track and you hit the end. But then I'm like, wait, but outside there was like, I thought there's some stuff. So I got off the trolley, I walked back on the tunnel, and there's like the whole side area of like this other stuff.
Yeah.
But then I got to the end. This is maybe another point. I don't know if you want to save it for later, but there's like these weird like ghost children you can kind of find. And it's a little bit underwhelming, or like I don't know what's going on. Like I thought maybe I'd be finding a mask or like some kind of collectible or some kind of reward for exploring. But you find these little like almost like coffins, and this little like ghost comes out and then it just disappears. And I found a couple of those where it's like way off the beaten path, and then that's like the end of it. I'm like, I don't know, like that's not super satisfying.
Dang, I didn't find any of those though.
Oh wow!
I didn't
I didn't find
either.
either
There's-
one. Yeah, okay.
There's a version of that in Little Nightmares that you can find.
Yeah.
I forget what they're called, but they're little like totem looking things. And you can find them in Little Nightmares.
One was after the trolley.
Okay.
If you basically if you went all the way to the end of the trolley, you have to walk out the tunnel and then go to the right, and you climb through like a whole train car, and then you're like somewhere on the cliff, and then there's like it's just like this little coffin. You open it, and this little ghost dude comes out,
Dang,
and he like
I'm so
flies
mad.
away. There's another
Okay.
one. It was weird, like it was like underground. I thought it was gonna be some cool treasure, and then it was another one of those. I was like, man,
You think, like, not to change the subject too much, because I'll ask you where all these hidden things are, because you're finding things. I've been looking around every corner, I thought, but I'm still missing stuff. That's fun.
I
In
feel
a
like I
good
missed
way.
the mask too.
I'm finding the mask. I'm really good at finding those.
I do like what you are referring to as far as like the mix between like it's an interesting mix between a linear story and a slightly open world. I do think it's not necessarily fully committing to one or the other. I guess what I mean is like the style, like they very much look like it's almost kind of I feel like it could be confusing to people who are not very like in tune with the gaming like world. If you just looked at these characters, you would assume that they're a part, and maybe they are a part of like some sort of like overlapping universe. Like I think it's possible. That's how much alike I feel like the characters look, where it could like be a part of the same universe almost. So I don't know. I just think that's like an interesting tidbit.
Would you say the same about like Lost Records, Bloom and Rage kind of?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And actually we kind of touched on that in our Life is Strange like retrospective episode that we did. Exactly the same thing. Like I would say the same, but you make a solid point that it didn't take away from my Bloom and Lost Records experience. And it's not necessarily taking away from this one. It's just something like I wish they would have done maybe a little bit differently. But
I was gonna say, like, man, I lost what I was going somewhere with this, so I might go. I might remember it in a second and come back to it. But I don't know, like if we could, not reinventing their new game because we're playing Reanimal right now, but like off the, I guess like how it starts out, like would we want something different? Would we want something more over the shoulder and not like the current style, like, you know, up above? It's almost like we're playing God. we are God to these little children in this like horrific world, trying to protect them. Would you want a different style game from this, or does it work? I know for me, for a fact, like I love the environments. I think it all works out. Like I like the expanding on, these areas. Some areas are a little bit larger than others. You might miss a coffin that a little ghost pops out of. I think that's cool. I for one would like a little bit more diversity with like the combat, so to speak, because I think they touch on it a little bit. But I don't know, like the environment, like would we change the type of game this could be? Like,
that's a good question. I don't know that I would necessarily just change the gameplay style. I think like they could, I think I would have liked a little tiny prologue, actually.
Okay.
Like I know that's not necessarily up their alley, but I feel like if you're introducing a new, I don't know if you would call it like a new franchise, but
It
like
could be.
yeah.
We don't know. I mean,
like
it could
that,
be.
I feel like if you're doing that, you kind of have to establish it as a separate entity then. Like, and I think how you do that is you tell a little bit of a story leading up to it. And maybe there's secrets that are in this world that there's reasons why they don't want to do that. And they maybe like drip feed us the story a little bit. But so far I think I'm being a little slow, like through my playthrough. I'm about 4 hours in. I'm a little less than halfway. I think Jerica said she's about halfway.
I suck at this game. It's gonna take me a minute. I
Oh, yeah,
to
it's gonna
like,
take-
like literally
I'm so
start
bad.
playing.
Yeah.
I get caught all the time.
Yes. And then I will say, and we can talk about this later if we want to, but the checkpoints are a little wonky for sure. I wish there was a little bit of a different checkpoint system, but yeah, I don't think I would necessarily change like the gameplay style. I kind of wish that the story beats were laid out a little bit differently. Maybe make it stand out a little bit more from its predecessor.
Yeah,
Predecessor,
I think, and I think so too. Like, I think we could have a little bit more. I don't know. We'll come back to this because I don't know how I feel. It's hard for me to answer it because I haven't. I feel like I'm on the cusp of something big with the game, and it's about to unlock for me, and it could change because like I feel like every hour or so, like there's something new that they're in, not like introducing you, but like a new way to interact with a puzzle, because there's a lot of puzzles. Speaking of like just looking around and exploring, and the puzzles, do you feel like controls feel good? At times it's a little hard for me to handle because they're so, I don't know, does it feel, it feels like the characters are like weighty, even though they're so small. It almost feels like if I'm not careful with my jumps or moving around, I'm getting stuck on stuff. It's not bad, but you can tell, like, I feel like the characters have a little weight to them. I don't know, like, how do y'all feel about the game? Like, how it feels to play movement wise?
I'll be honest, I'm having a little bit of a hard time. And there's a pretty long section where you're in a boat. I think that the game was built assuming that you're playing co-op. And I think that hurts it a little bit sometimes because I feel like I'm having to control like two characters at once at some parts where you're having like the girl kind of shine the light for you. and then you are using her to shoot like that the harpoon at one point. And I feel like it would be much easier to go through that specific section if I had like a companion playing with me. And that whole section where you're shooting that harpoon, which is a little bit like into the game, not really like a spoiler or anything.
I'm worried we shot ourselves in our foot with a harpoon by not playing this co-ops. One of why didn't two of us at least co-op it up, you know?
But to me though, I feel like the game shouldn't rely on you having to play it co-op to be like the full
you're right.
experience. Yeah. Josh, you're so patiently having your hand raised. What's up?
I need to know.
Okay.
Your criticism is valid, but did you play with a controller or keyboard and mouse?
Keyboard and mouse. I'm playing with
God,
keyboard and
what are you
mouse.
doing,
This is what I'm saying.
We can just go ahead. It's not ever going to be controller, so we're just going to have to be okay with that.
I think some of your issues with this specific, I mean, it should be, you should be able to do either. That's fair. But I think
It's
some of your
definitely gonna be
specific
harder.
call out is this is like this. It even warns you. I'll say it warns you.
It does.
This is a controller game.
It's got a warning,
It
Kayla.
does.
It says this is a controller game.
It's a controller
That's not
game.
very ADHD friendly because then I gotta go find the controller.
I do
Then I
understand
gotta
the accommodation
find the cable.
aspect.
Then I gotta make sure. And honestly, last time you guys told me it was gonna be easy that I tried the controller, I had to reactivate and deactivate this setting in Steam, and I don't want to have to deal with that.
Okay, Jerica, you're starting to sound like me now, Kayla. Don't sound like me. Be the cool gamer that can adapt. Don't be the old woman.
Because I'll say with the controller, your example of like, I could see though how it might be tricky with, that's interesting. It's a different experience, right?
But what if I'm a one console player? I don't have a
I get
controller,
that. And really, it should be accessible. But I do feel like, because it is an accessibility thing ultimately, because I feel like, to me, I didn't really have that issue. I was actually impressed by how well it worked. So it's a different issue. I was impressed by how well it worked without a second player.
Interesting.
For instance, the harpoon part, little white target comes up on the enemy and you just press LB. So you just, push the little trigger and then,
But
it
you have
shoots
to make
the
sure
guy.
she is looking in that direction. One time I got her turned around because I was
Sure.
using my
yeah.
right thumbstick. And I was like, oh no, she's not even looking at the zombie guy in the water.
It's a good call out though, because on a PC, you should be able to play it, with the keyboard and mouse.
I think like the one thing that we kind of didn't, I know we talked about how there's not really a story set up for this, but one thing I think is interesting is there's this like innate drive to like survive as a player, and you're very quickly like noticing that you're collecting your like, I don't know, I guess friends. Yeah,
your friends, or from the orphanage or something. I don't know where these kids are from, but I love that all of their friends though, as soon as you find them, they're like, why did you come back? What is wrong with you?
That's interesting. That they use a lot of their dialogue points for that. Like they're pretty much like, why the hell are you here? What are you doing? I take your keyboard and mouse criticisms. Listen, I get it. You just want me to have a good experience, but it's just too much for me. I can't. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. We'll see. I might
for
try
your
it again.
birthday, I'm gonna get you a dedicated PC controller. I'll come to your house. I'll set it up. I'll plug it in.
Times.
It just stays connected.
But then it detects it, and then it detects it when I don't want to detect it.
No, usually most games are pretty good. You can do either, like even if it's plugged in.
I don't know. I guess I just didn't have that experience when I was trying it. I don't know.
I'm
It's
struggling.
so funny how much I've changed throughout the years.
It's
You
true.
guys know I used to be
I know. It would be
really
the opposite. You're really
shocking.
all or nothing on your opinion here, because it used to
almost
be
as
you're
if-
anti. Almost.
There's
you're
a
anti-keyboard and
neurological
mouse.
reason for this. Can't
She's
quite put my
clicking in
finger
and
on it.
clacking. That's all she's done. That's all she's doing. Even just trying to play controller games, you were just wanting to keyboard it up. I have never. If a computer game ever tells me use a controller, by golly, I'm doing it. I'm like, thank God.
I'm so particular
Thank
because like
God.
I've talked about this before, but like on games like on No Man's Sky, because it's first person and you're on the planet. So I like keyboard and the mouse for first person games, shooters or anything first person, keyboard and mouse. But then when you get in your your car or your spaceship, then I pick up my controller and I fly it with the controller, and then I land on the planet and then I go back to keyboard and mouse. So it just depends on very situational to what the type of game it is.
That's fair.
And overall, I want to, I always have to ask, am I just a derp? Some of the puzzle, and it's not even like a puzzle in your face puzzle. It's like you're trying to traverse a room. There's usually in Reanimal, when you start encountering enemies, you're in it, similar to Little Nightmares, you're trying to avoid detection or trying to find an exit out of this room to get to where you're needing to go. And I consider that the puzzle element of this game. And I have a hard time knowing what makes the puzzle difficult, knowing where I need to go.
Yeah.
What is the end point of exiting this room? Because I had a challenge of, there's a room, it's full of a lot of washing machines. They're
I
all
had
going.
that same problem. I died a million times. I couldn't figure it out.
I'm like, is this a
had to look it
super
up.
obtuse?
Wow.
And do I need to use more of my common sense, but not common sense? What would I do if that was this kid in this room?
I think that was a poorly designed area because essentially you just have to wait for him to traverse between 3 different rooms and
Audrey
leave.
finally, I'm glad I'm playing with Audrey sort of backseat
I died
gaming with
so
me.
many times there.
I'm like, am I needing to jump in one of these tubs to hide? Because there's so many tubs. It seems like I could be doing
And the
something with
lights
the
are
tubs.
on.
You can hide
So
in
then
the
I was
washing machines.
the lights are on. You can go in there. What's the point?
You're
I
literally,
agree.
it's like Horizon Zero Dawn. You're learning the track of this enemy, this big, massive guy with a broken left foot. Very creepy. John noticed the broken foot he's dragging with him.
No, but I noticed him ironing people on the iron board.
Listen,
That was so scary.
I did notice the ankle. He's like I got a broken ankle and he's stepping on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's ironing, which we could talk about what we think is going on in a second. But
Yeah.
we'll get to that sooner rather than later because I'm ready to talk about that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I lost my train of thought again.
The platform puzzly, where
in
to
the
go.
washing machines, you don't know where to go.
You're having to learn his track, and that's all it is. You're just hiding and waiting and seeing where he walks to. He can either go to the left rim or back to the right, and your goal is just to let him exit, and he exits a certain way. I want to start talking about the way he exits because that's the thing I really want to talk to.
Sure.
Y'all, they're going through body parts. I don't want to. I just want to understand. But let's put a pin in it. But Audrey's like, just let him walk and see what happens. I'm like, cool. He just leaves. Great. That's all I need to do. I was really overthinking it, but not really. I was just expecting to play more here and hide in one of these tubs or something. And then I finally figure out where I need to go because they're going through doors that I don't go through as a small child.
Correct.
And there's another example would be I was in this other space and you run into this room, back into a room you've already been in, and there's this long table and there's a creepy guy at the end.
Oh, that one got me.
I died there a couple times.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know where am I supposed to remember my exit strategy in every single one of these rooms? Because I keep running and I don't know where to go. And I keep getting eaten by this guy. And he's violent. He just throws you around, bites your head off. Anyways, I'm just having a hard time a little bit with that part of the game.
That's fair.
Because two different situations.
Stuck in those same places. And then what worse, my worst stuck one, I think I ran a little glitch that threw me off too. A little bit after that is where there's the playground and the shopping carts and everything.
Yeah.
That one was weird too.
I got, cause I whatever, you have to wait. So it's you got to wait and whatever until he's distracted. And you're supposed to go through this door and there's a bell on the door that alerts him. So the first time I did it, it glitched and the bell alerted, but my team didn't go through the door all the way.
Oh no.
So he just ate me. So I was like, well, I can't go through the bell door then. So I was trying
so you thought that was like bad.
I thought that's not the right way. So I was trying every other way. I thought maybe you had to go in the playground and like distract him and like call him over. So I was like riding all the little rides and like doing all
There's
these things.
many things in that area.
Yeah.
This is where I was talking about, like, I love that they sort of went just more open, not just one linear path, but it also puts too many variables as the player. And I'm like, I know they want maybe some creative liberties on how to survive this encounter, but there really is still only one way to survive this encounter,
Yes.
even though y'all are giving me this playground, literal playground.
Literal.
And then I'm like, is this part of the fuckery? Is the devs fucking with us? And it might be messing with us a little bit.
I died so many times and it was annoying because you have to wait. And then I got to wait for him to go behind the dumpsters, like do all this stuff until I could try to figure out where to go. So I'm like trying everything. And then I died so many times there. And finally I did look this one up and then they just go through the door. I was like, what? I tried. That was the first thing I tried. And so then I realized it like glitched or something. So, then it worked the second time, and I guess then it's in the room with the table after that.
Yeah, and I think that kind of pairs well with my point earlier. And it sounds like I'm like knocking on this game, but I am really still having like a good time. Like I really like it. I feel like some of its quirks are like a little endearing. I don't know, like it's not like bad, but I do feel like some of the checkpoints are a little not, how do I describe this? Like not spread out exactly how I would expect. Like in the harpoon kind of area with the boat, that's where I struggled the most. And maybe it's because I was on keyboard and mouse. So I don't know.
Also, this game just has boats. I just want to, one note.
Also,
that's cool.
Kayla,
driving.
notorious
Yes.
not like driving cars and stuff.
That's a very good point. I don't like navigating in games.
It's tough. It's got weighty controls already. The vehicles also feel a little weighty.
Yeah, which I did really like the driving of the van, though.
I did too. I love that part.
And I actually really like, and this, Jerica probably has this plan, so I'm so sorry.
Give it.
There is more combat in this game. I know that like Josh was talking to Cater Blossom in the chat earlier, but like I really like the scene where the guy's trying to get you inside the car while you're in the car and you have to whack him.
There is some combat, technically.
There's not. Pretty much all of Little Nightmares is trying to avoid and like evade, like Jerica mentioned earlier, like trying to evade the threat. Whereas I kind of like that you hit
my little guy got the crowbar and and they're so mad. They let out a lot of aggression in their combat. Like they're kicking, they're like, it's so funny. But yeah, it was a nice nice moment that was like, okay, this is cool.
You can kind of fight back, which I like.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty cool, even though sometimes I feel like it doesn't feel the best. But like, I like that they're doing it. I like that they're kind of stepping out of that box, if you will. Because you're right. Like majority of Little Nightmares and still some of this is just evading. Whereas like, I feel like Reanimal is combining more elements to like make a bigger picture, which I really like. So.
Well, this might be the perfect moment to wrap up and sort of start talking through like some of our favorite moments so far. And I would say this is like getting into light spoiler territory. We've already spoiled like some encounters, but we're trying to be vague. It was really to Kayla's point, because she was like, are we getting too deep into some, like, how far are we talking about in this episode? And I was like, listen, don't worry about spoilers. Like, 'cause we don't know what's going on. I don't think we can spoil you too much on anything. And the game depends on you just being sneaky a lot. That's pretty much it so far. But to Kayla's point, there's some combat in that moment that you just mentioned, like in the van escaping. Also, I want to know how their little legs are reaching the pedals. I was hoping to see a camera view of like maybe the other character was like on the floor, like pushing the gas, and the other character's like driving like a clown car situation, or like, you know. And I just thought it was hilarious that they're driving this van, and then all of a sudden, the enemy's like trying to get you on the inside, and you're like having to time your attacks because he's just like reaching in. And I did get gobbled up a couple times.
I did too there,
because I was just trying to hit him, and instead of like, I need to wait for a moment where he's not trying to like grab me.
Just like boss mechanics.
Yeah, a little boss fight in the van. Yeah, any other moments so far in y'all's playthrough that like stood out to like, oh, this might have, this game might be more special than what it's letting on.
I think a lot of like what we talked about, how beautiful the graphics are, the art direction, the sound design. So all this, like, it's already very cinematic and how the angles are. So when you have these like set piece action moments, almost like it reminded me of like Uncharted, where you're like jumping between the train cars, or you're driving the car, or there's like all these really cool big set piece action moments. It feels really cool, like you're playing a movie. I think for me, like the vibes I like was like you leave that first area in that car, like Kayla mentioned, you get to drive a little. When you get to this town, because now you're like, wow, like what is going on in this world? And like Jericho mentioned, the movie theater, and you go in the movie theater, and it's it plays this movie that's crazy. It's like The Ring. It reminds me of The Ring. This
There's
crazy
a fan
movie
of The Ring.
Yeah,
on this dev
for
team.
sure. It is very like
This
The
is
Ring.
a Ring game.
It's Ring-like game.
Ring-like.
It's playing
The
this
Ring-like.
movie on this movie theater,
Yeah.
and there's all these weird like just skin people like in the seats, and it's playing this disturbing kind of movie. And so I really like
There's a
the tone
literal
and the
ring.
setting. Yeah,
in
there
the
actually
little
is
short
a well.
film, yeah. And there's a well.
Like,
Yeah, like, I'm like,
it really is.
Is this a Ring game? Is this like a one of those
It has been inspired
ARGs for a
somewhat.
new Ring movie? Is this going to lead into a new Ring IP?
And this gets into a little like theory-ish stuff, because there's a lot of lamb imagery, and they're like cutting a lamb. It kind of cuts right
Josh,
before.
there's a lamb in your life now.
There's a lamb.
How
and I'm
but there's a
playing.
lot of
And I'm playing
lamb.
Cult of the Lamb, a Woolhaven expansion right now too. And I have a new baby lamb. We have sheep here, and they just gave birth to a lamb. So a lot of, I don't know. I know it's
What's
the year
happening?
of the horse, but maybe it's the year of the lamb.
Well, and you may be getting to this too, but like typically a lamb kind of resembles innocence and like
Yeah.
sacrifice
Yeah.
in like media. And so I am very interested like to see how that plays into our story.
The
and
Lamb
then-
of God?
Yeah.
Good
The
point.
Lamb of God? Like,
Religious,
is this-
there's religious symmetry too. Yeah.
Like, what's
Trav
happening?
Man, welcome in. Hype for impressions. My bestie loves Little Nightmares
Ah.
and really is looking forward to this.
Yeah.
How fun. Dana Good Show also asked really quick, are y'all playing PS5 or PC? PC for me.
PC.
I'm on a PS5 Pro playing in performance mode. Baby,
Nice.
looks real good.
Are we talking about theories at all, as far as like what we kind of think's going
Okay,
on?
well let's
Or
do
later.
this. Let's do it this. Let's segue into that because I don't think we can touch on it. We've already talked about puzzles, what's getting
Sure.
irritating. For me anyways.
Yeah.
Any other last thoughts on the puzzles?
Well, I
and,
don't know
like-
if Kayla wanted to mention if she had anything that stood out as like a cool.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to just jump over you, Kayla.
Oh, Hama Tonko asks if this is a spoiler free. It was earlier, but we're kind of into a little bit spoiler territory now.
Early game though, so like probably like the first. We're technically discussing like the first 4 hours, and most of what we're about to discuss is theories. So up
Yeah, because
to
we don't really
you.
know what's going on, to be
Yeah,
honest.
you don't know. We don't know. We don't know this.
And also welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Howdy. Kayla, any other moments that stood
Yeah.
out to you?
I liked the cutaway moments where you have like the creepy lamb, like a couple of those that we've gotten. And then I think my standout moment was I really liked the fight in the car, like in the getaway car that you were driving. Like I liked that whole sequence a lot. So I think most of my standout moments, I'm just thinking about the way that the cinematics have played out. Like not necessarily, there's been no like real story moment or like something specific, but just more of like the visuals have been standing out to me the most. And then I obviously was like we talked about earlier when we opened the game and there was like dialogue. I was like, oh my gosh, they're talking. So yeah, nothing super specific.
Yeah, Hama Tanko. I want to say like I'm excited. I would be excited for you to play co-op with someone because all of us
Yeah.
are playing single player, so that'd be really cool to see. But yes, definitely worth your time.
Yes.
Opens up a little bit more than Little Nightmares, and yeah, I'm struggling with some of the puzzles situations. It's worth diving into.
And since your first time jumping in here, just to explain the concept a little bit, a lot of our Mondays we're doing what's called right now, it's called Video Game Book Club. And so we're going through some games and we play a certain section, then we discuss it. And so a lot of our viewers kind of do that too. So if you're planning on playing this, next Monday we'll be talking more Reanimal for like more of the back half of the game. So try to give this a shot this week and jump back in with us Monday.
Yeah, and obviously no pressure to join because there's a lot going on in it, but we do have a Discord where we talk about like the game as we play. I will link our specific discussion thread in the chat if you wanted to join it. And we're usually pretty good about like flagging spoilers like for where certain people are. But you can always join that. And there's like a ton. We have a whole network of podcasts in there. But there's this specific thing that I just linked is like our section if you wanted to join it. But no pressure. Not everybody's Discord people. So, yeah. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah. Now, where were we?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm actually pulling up our
about
notes. I'm adding a time code. Hold on.
Yeah. I think what we were going to discuss, we talked about standout moments. We talked about puzzles.
We're about to talk about, I'm about to type it in here. I'm putting in the time code for us, and we are getting into the characters and like the story. If y'all are cool with getting into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I also
Which
just can't.
again, if you're in here, we don't really. This is like us. There's no dialogue really in this game, or like no explanation. Yeah. So it's not really a spoiler because I don't really know what's going on. I have guesses.
Right, exactly. It's all like speculation based on like the little bit of information that we have. Oh, Blaster Goblin, he's in the chat.
Hey, we talked about you. All good things. All good things.
No,
that's from Frozen.
Blaster Goblin sucks.
That's what
there we go.
Says.
It's not good thing. See, there was one bad thing.
The new person in the chat's gonna think we're mean. Don't say that. Oh no.
I have to give Blaster Goblin a hard time though. It's all I do. It's really fun.
It is fun, but he's going to be on content later this week, so we can like give him the full beef there. But I'm excited to discuss the theories.
Well, do y'all care about these little kids? Because I do, and once again, I hate that these developers make me just have to imagine what it's like to be them and be so small. But I'm so glad they got a crowbar now, like got some ways to defend themselves. Oh, actually, hold on. Before we get into do we care about these characters or whatever, I did remember a moment that I also liked. And I was wondering, did y'all get you'll see in the photo in the stream, I took that screenshot. That screenshot's mine.
Oh. I didn't know. Because I was like, I want this cone. I don't have the cone.
I found the traffic cone. And it was thanks to Audrey. Once again, my girlfriend. I can't take
I'm
all the
missing
credit.
that.
I was going to the right room. But I'll have to share the clip. I'll put the clip in Discord or maybe on our Instagram. But so after you go through the theater stuff, you get back out and you're running away out to the other side. This world's crumbling. Like it looks like a bomb or something. It's like just busted up this whole area. Very Fallout-esque in my opinion. I've been playing a little bit of Fallout, so that's what this makes me think of. But you go you jump over and get over this other crack on the other side of the street and you're like walking back around. And obviously this game's a little bit more open. So I'm walking towards the camera view a little bit more this way. I'm like, oh, I can still keep walking. And I walk by and I see this, I just saw it as a piece of paper. Audrey, my girlfriend's watching. She's like, go back. That looked like something just crawled out of there.
She's a pro gamer.
Yeah. And I was like, I almost brushed it off. I'm like, no, I think it was a piece of paper or something. But we went back and watched it. It was a little traffic cone just came out of this little corner and scurried off into this other room. So you reviewed
the tapes.
We reviewed the tapes. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, such a good eye. Because I saw that in my peripheral, but I couldn't tell what it was. Mm-hmm. So we went into you couldn't go in there before because you needed the crowbar. So it pays to go back a little bit. Is this a Metrovania? Yeah. Oh. We're learning about games. Metrovania. Whoa. Yeah. It's Metrovania now.
You might be right. There's some loopbacks for sure.
There's some loopbacks, yeah.
For sure.
And you go back to this room, you get in it, and of course that little critter, there's a critter underneath the traffic cone. And this is where it told me that I could fight back for the first time. And I beat the shit out of this thing. And I get to keep the little traffic cone as a hat.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
I definitely
Yeah.
missed that, or
I
maybe
missed
I'm
the
not
cone.
there yet. Actually,
How cool
No,
is the
where was
traffic
it?
cone?
No, it's in the little town because I think the masks you get are like in order, and I noticed I had a gap, and I was like, oh no, I missed one, and I think
Got
it's
a
the
little
cone.
traffic cone.
Yeah,
That's cute. All I have is like the ball of intestines.
Yeah. There's
some
a bird
sort of
mask.
bag thing.
There's
Yeah.
like a bird
cute.
mask. Yeah.
I had to kill a bird. That was sad. Very
Bird was
unfortunate.
trying to kill you.
Maybe you're not there yet. Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
okay.
I
It's just a
fuck those
little past.
birds.
Josh, I'm like barely past where you
Okay.
are. Like just a little bit.
It's got elements of Metroidvania. Just like as far as like
Not
it's not a
seriously,
whole
like,
lot,
yeah.
but it was enough for me to go back and then get a magical hat. A
Yeah, it's
traffic
not a
cone
lot,
hat.
but like I would say in each little, because
some
it's almost like
backtracking.
levels in each little area. Yeah, you kind of end up maybe like in almost like a loop. So and like and you're like, oh yeah, I was over here, but it's like a different way. So I see what you're getting at with the connection.
For sure.
I just wonder if there's more of those moments. There's things I'm missing. I think because I progressed the story, and I'm like, oh, there was a room back there. I wonder if I could go in it.
Yeah, and there is also like points where you can arrive to a place and not be ready. Like you have to backtrack to go get like a key or like a like the where you are about to drive the box truck. You have to go get. I found the truck, but I was like, I got to go back and get gas
Right.
at like a
The
separate
gas. I thought
building.
that was
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, that's
and
fun.
then like there's something else I forget. Like there's similar things like that where it's like you have to go get the other piece, but you could arrive at a different place and not be ready to like go there. But it's not like full blown like Metrovania or anything like that. I mean, I say as someone who's kind of unfamiliar with what exactly the pieces mean, but there is some like you got to go here and there and everywhere.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Anywho, y'all care about the story? And
I
once
think
again,
I
we're not
do.
gonna-
We talked about this because like it doesn't explain it, so it lets your imagination run wild. And my imagination is just it's on 110%. It's going crazy. Like I have some I'm like what is I have some theories, but it's just like
yeah,
in my brain, like I don't know if this is anywhere close to what's going on.
because we got an environment that looks like it's got. I'm just assuming there's a lot of mines around. I'm like,
Oh, in the water.
something's been
Yeah.
blown up. Has someone been here before and they're like, let's just destroy and kill it all? Is this an alien? Has everything been destroyed and like people need to be kept out of this place? Or is this just a new Earth and this is just the normalness of it all? And I don't know.
That's an
I don't
option.
know.
I guess to me, like, let's assume maybe it's supposed to be like our Earth and everything's originally supposed to be like how we're living because there's computers and stuff you see
Yeah.
around.
There's power.
Power,
That's probably just convenient, I guess. I don't know. But to
Maybe,
me,
I
it
don't know.
does seem like there's, I don't know if it's aliens. I don't know if it's aliens. But something like an entity or something. Because you're very small in this world. Maybe, I don't know if you're too small, but it does seem a little off. Like maybe you're a little too small for things, maybe around child sized. But the kind of creature, whatever it is, it seems too big too. And basically everything else you see is kind of these husks or like skins or whatever. And they seem like kind of normal size for the world. So it does almost seem like some kind of post-apocalyptical thing happened where something took over and basically eradicated everyone around. But it seems like they still need children because although when you get captured, they just go ahead and eat you. It does seem to be capturing children.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
all your friends that you're finding are like being
They're
captured. They're
for
not
some reason.
dead yet.
So
Yeah.
there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Which I don't really necessarily have a theory. But then in the movie theater, you see this weird lamb stuff, and then there's like a little cutscene with a lamb kind of coming back to life or something.
Yeah,
So
and the red. That was really
that almost reminds me of some stuff with Annihilation, the book.
Yeah.
Where there's like just a weird entity. And I don't know, like I'm almost wondering if it could also be like a paranormal such occult thing where people summon some kind of something on accident and it kind of took over or like went
Yeah.
crazy. But it's really hard to tell at this point. Like they don't really drop you any hints. There's, like I said, there's no logs or audio logs or like books to read. You're just kind of in the world trying to explore and try to figure it out. But there's cars and a grocery store and like different things, but there's no one around or they're all
No real
transformed.
people.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
really weird.
I think that for me, and it is also interesting. I don't know if y'all remember in the very beginning when you find the first friend, she's like underwater. Like she's like in this like that was interesting too.
Because one of the first words in the game is "I thought you were dead" or something like that.
Yeah, and so I'm curious, like the main character that we're playing, I feel like they're almost like revisiting, like they escaped originally.
It does seem like that.
From like I think they were all like held captive by this collective like entity, whatever it may be, in this place, and then they had like Hema also mentioned she tried to attack you.
That's
as well.
correct.
That is
as
interesting.
soon as you pulled her up into the boat, she like tries to attack you. Yeah,
and she's wearing like a mask of like an animal of some sort,
a rabbit,
which is
or
also
something.
interesting. Yeah. So I think that there's some sort of, I think it's culty, if I had to like nail it down. I think it's like paranormal cults ish.
And I thought like the reason why they were wearing masks too is like to help blend in, but it obviously doesn't help. I'm like, are they wearing these masks
there
so they
doesn't
don't
seem to be
get
a
caught?
function. I started using it just so I could tell which character was me because I started getting
That's
confused.
why I like the traffic cone so much.
yeah,
I
it's
did
good.
too, yeah.
Big
I wish I
and
had the cone.
orange. Can't
It's
miss
so
it. 'Cause I
funny.
was like thinking I was one of the other kids, and
that happened to me a couple times.
I got left behind. I was like, man, I'm doing really good at
Sack
moving.
boy.
Yeah. Good point. Callback. No, that was Little Big Planet.
It is a callback. Yeah, no, it's a callback. Yeah, you got
I'm
it.
not familiar. Yeah. Do we think that we get more answers? Like, what do you guys think? I know this is kind of dipping into predictions, but like, I'm just curious. What do you guys
Little
think
Nightmares? Little Nightmares had a resolution. The first one, because I haven't beat the second one a little bit. Like
sort of, yeah.
Yeah. I think there's some. I think they give us a little bit more.
I think there'll be more too, because there's like
Yeah.
been these little cutscene type things. So I'm thinking like, okay, there's probably going to be
Someone's
like
having memories, like flashbacks or like being controlled. I don't really know yet. But one thing I want to ask is, why do we think the enemies, and how does it work slithering through another chest of another enemy? It's like they're fast travel.
That's what it makes me think.
That's
It's
a
like
good point, yeah.
not an alien or some kind of like entity like that we can't really comprehend fully. And it kind of looks like an adult in like a weird skinwalker type way. And there's a lot of
their
imagery of that.
skin,
Like these
human skin or
so
something.
it feels like that's not what it actually looks like. And it's just borrowing something that's like stretched out. That's the impression that I get. Dun, 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 you know that song. But you don't know that one? Okay. She's like, no.
But that's okay.
But it's a ska song. Don't worry.
Oh, ska.
Ska.
Ska. Ah, ska.
But it just seems like this thing isn't really the same type of thing as like what would have been living in this world, is what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
Why are
You
all
mean
the
it's not
bombs
like
around?
normal? Oh.
The mines in the water, I thought that was just like a video
Mines,
game
yeah.
thing, maybe.
Or the big tank.
Minesweeper.
We still
know.
don't really understand what's going on.
That's where I
with
stopped.
that.
There's just like a giant rotating
Which,
tank
by the
thing.
way, I couldn't figure out how to launch it. I saw something in the
That's why I stopped. I have no idea. I was like,
and I was
what
like,
do I do?
but I accidentally progressed. Like I went another direction and it put me in another place. So I can't go back to
did
it now.
glitch?
Do you
I'm
care
so
about
bummed.
a light thing with that, Josh?
Go ahead, tell me, because I was kind of stuck.
Because I just left too, and I don't. You can't go back.
Oh,
Like,
wait,
I don't-
Blaster Goblin says Mighty Mighty Boss Tones reference. Was not expected to see. He gets me. I don't care what Jericho
Once
says
again.
about you, Blaster Goblin.
Now he
I
likes
don't-
ska. Hate it. Just kidding.
It's because he
I'm just
plays Tony
messing.
Hawk Pro Skater. That might be in one of the games, to be honest.
Probably so.
You could probably give us the whole like soundtrack
Yeah.
list, maybe. I don't think you can do it. I don't know, like because Josh, I had to leave.
I thought it was because I was like looking around this big gun, and in the distance, it's like the ocean, and it looked like this, you know, in Expedition 33, where there's these weird monsters like in the ocean.
Yeah, I thought I was
It looked like
massive.
this, yeah,
like
big
massive
giant monsters. Like, what the
giants.
heck? I thought I was gonna like
It's
try
like
to shoot
Godzilla
it.
out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
You summoned another ska fan, Mr. Hawks 182.
Yes, Ska podcast next
Ska
week.
lives.
That's so funny. Would you
Maybe we come
consider-
back to it. Maybe we all come back
Maybe
to it
it's
because I was
possible.
sort of
Because
bummed.
it
'cause I
seems
was
like an advanced mechanic because there's like buttons. There's a co-op switch to press. You can
Yeah.
unload the chamber. You can pull the empty shell out. I was like,
but I couldn't
where's
power
the
it.
ammo?
Me
Yeah.
neither. And I'm
Okay.
like, why though?
So
I'm
maybe it
confused.
is something we come back to, or
I walked
or
all
we get a
around the
hat.
island.
You get
I
like
was
a
like-
little hat.
I didn't see anywhere else.
Rescotable is so good.
Rescotable.
Rescotable. I'm gonna make an edit.
That's
I'm gonna make an
really
edit.
good.
Maybe
Josh.
Josh, you should stream this game and play some ska in the background. That's all we hear. We hear nothing else but ska and just the gameplay from Reanimal.
If you see
or you
a
make a clip.
weird Reanimal clip where it's ska music, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones to Reanimal footage on JK Games this week, don't be surprised.
I
Oh my
want
gosh.
it. I want it
Trapman
right
Man
now.
said, I credit Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and Dragon Age for connecting me and my bestie on Tumblr.
Wow,
That's awesome.
Wholesome.
Oh, how
Jeez.
cute. I love it.
Wow.
I never would have
Wow.
thought that the love of ska would bring so many people together tonight on this podcast.
Me too.
Would you
That's beautiful.
consider Skillet ska? That's not the same thing, right? They're more rock. Like,
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
Skillet-
think so.
Who's the other one?
They're
Five Iron Frenzy
Christian.
was the other. Five Iron
Yeah.
Frenzy was a Christian one that is like more of a ska. There was a huge phase early 2000s of like Christian ska bands.
Yeah. Oh, but Christian music isn't exclusive. Like, I thought ska was exclusively
I
like
just know there's
Christian
a lot more
music.
trumpet in
No,
ska.
it's the horns. Yeah, it's the horns and the rhythm guitar. It's like
It's like reggae.
it's reggae adjacent. Yeah, there's actually a whole long history. We don't.
It makes
we
me
could
think
turn
of
this into a
Tony
ska
Hawk.
history podcast.
Okay,
It
so
makes
sorry.
me think of
Yeah.
Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Listen, Kayla, some
Listen,
ska
it's
music.
cool.
Okay. Okay.
It's when Jamaican immigrants ended up in
happy.
England and they brought their music and then it turned
It's a
into like a
ska
whole genre.
podcast.
This is ska.
Cater Blossom was back to talk about
Check
ska.
out Ska Tune Network on socials. He's great. It's great video game music. Ska. They do great video game music. Ska covers. Ska Tune Network. Check them out.
Also, if you
Shout
don't
out.
follow Josh on his socials, High Score Weekly, that's the whole premise.
It's supposed to
is-
be music, but it's just like amiibos and
I
stuff.
mean, but you've got music stuff on there.
I
You know?
need more Josh ska content with video
Yeah.
games.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
there's
This is
something here
There's a
that
market. Look, this is market testing. There's a market.
I mean,
here.
you summoned them. I
Like
love it.
no
Alright.
one was chatting until Josh started talking about ska. So
All the lurkers came out.
why are we talking about video games? Let's talk
I
about
didn't even know there was this
ska.
many people in here.
That's so funny.
go.
Perfect ad. I'm so weird. Sponsored by what was
just
it? Boss Tones?
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, yeah.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks. Our first sponsor. Can you imagine?
Anything
Who
else
knows
with the
where
story?
we were? Who knows? Okay,
The
yeah,
story.
Oh,
We don't know
what do
what's
we-
going on.
what do we
Still.
think the ironing of the people was? Josh, you said you had a theory
Oh.
about that, or I don't
Well,
know.
Yeah,
I
why
just
are they
think
even
that-
washing and ironing
Well-
skin? I feel like I would
At a basic
stink.
level, it seems like this creature has to, although it seems like he's looking the same the whole game. I don't know. It seems like he has to wear these people or something to me is what it looks like. So, but it could just be because there's this vibe. He almost is like, it seems like he almost doesn't understand the world he's in as well. And it's like almost imitating like what, like he's in this washroom, like ironing these people and hanging them out. But like, it doesn't seem right. Like, it doesn't even seem like he maybe understands that. Like, it's like a mimic almost like he
Yeah.
just thinks like this is like human behavior or something, you know?
Yeah.
That-
Oh,
that
this
was
is
the-
making me think
that's
of
what I was
that
getting.
same.
I almost said
There was some
almost said it
reason I
again.
brought up the summer Hikaru died again, which is a manga
An anime,
and now
a
an
manga.
anime.
Yeah.
But like, there's this. I don't know if it's a demon. There is this evil entity that has occupied a body, and now it's just trying to blend in. So now more than ever, Josh, after sharing that, I'm like, yep, it's that same thing from that
I think
anime.
so.
That's what's in this game.
That's what it seems like.
It's trying to
It,
imitate.
it doesn't seem
But how does it
human.
know? How does it? I wonder how it knows how it's trying to emulate. Like, well, how has it learned about humans? Is what
Yeah.
I'm interested
It
in.
seems like there's no more adults, right?
Yeah.
That we've seen. So all that's left is the kids, and he seems to be capturing them for something. Maybe I don't know. We don't know yet.
and then
Yeah.
you do encounter, like in the theater, and then in the area I just got to, like there are people, it seems, that were there, and even adults, but they're frozen or like they've turned into like these statues.
Interesting. Yeah, because the movie theater there was, but they still didn't look normal though. They still looked messed up.
But
Like, I feel like-
have you fought the kids yet? The statue kids?
No.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
they were frozen, but then they're not. Some are.
Interesting.
It seems like somebody, that's not a huge spoiler. You'll get to
No, I
it.
don't- yeah,
This
who
is
knows what's
more
going on.
ambiguous shit.
Yeah.
So, which
Yeah.
I like. I like it. It's fun. It's been a journey. I like being pulled around in this
Yeah.
game, literally. But yeah, like at some moment you sort of learn that like, was this world just like all the people in it frozen and the life force maybe like sucked out of them for some reason. Why are the animals even here? What are they doing with the animals?
What? Yeah.
They're
Where are the
reanimaling.
animals?
Question.
Where's
What's
the
Reanimal
reanimals?
mean?
What if this is all a
rewiring?
Resident Evil tie-in? What if the RE is Resident Evil and they were
let's
hired?
go.
This is an elaborate pre-Resident Evil like biohazard type T-virus situation.
This game's nasty. It's so gross.
It's pretty gross. There's some gross stuff to it. It definitely catches you off guard occasionally. We'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot. This is like pretty grotesque.
Especially the pig part. I don't think Josh is there yet. But that part was gross.
There was a different pig part where I found one of the something. I found something.
Yeah, I don't know. That's concerning to me.
I, for one, this is right up my alley. I assume both of y'all are just as interested, but I'm like, man, I want to see where this goes so bad. So I'll say in terms of storytelling, you don't get a lot of information, but it's ambiguous, and I think that's fun. I'm glad. I like how ambiguous it's been. I think it's been because it just makes you want to play more. You want to get to the next chapter.
Exactly.
And
a lot of games, they tell you too much. You know, there'd be there's like the audio in your ears just going like, oh, these are the such and such. We got to do this, do that. It's nice to where it's just like, you're just on your own, like figure it out.
Yeah. And I can't wait. Like, I think that's what's got me eager to play some more. Based on the area I just got to, I think I told y'all, like, I'm in a hole now. And there's I've been introduced to something that has tethered me. And I can't wait to see how this plays out as a single player. Yeah. Okay. And I am curious of what and how you have to play now that I'm tethered. And I'm curious like how that's like for co-op players too. It's interesting. I don't know. I just got to the part and I'm like, oh, we're in this situation now. This is cool.
Interesting. Okay.
Can you? I wonder if you can like have started the game as a single and pick it up. That would be. I wish you could
it's
do
not
that.
like drop in, drop out, so to speak.
It's like when you start a game, it asks, are you playing single player or co-op? And I think that sort of sets the game up. I could be wrong, but I was curious because like there's been moments I'm like, I really, Audrey's better at this game once again than I am. Be nice for her to play with me.
Yeah, like when you need it.
I don't think I can swap it now. I'll try.
Think you can either. Yeah.
I didn't look hard enough, but there's like minimal menu options.
Yeah. That's. I mean, that would be complicated, especially if you're not playing at the same point. But like,
I mean, if I want to just like, I'm playing on my game, my console. I wish I could just like say, yeah, Audrey, hop in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish she could play on the couch with me. Why is couch co-op not a thing I could just turn on and off?
That's true. Maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't tried.
I don't think it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also wonder, can you play, because you end up with more than 2 people. Can you play with multiple co-op?
No. It's just 2. Yeah, I think they're brother and sister. So like, I think they're brother and sister.
I don't know. It seemed like the third person, he kind of sits down when you go off to do some puzzles and stuff.
I noticed that. Yeah.
And every time he sits
He's so cute.
Moves, like it sort of helps me understand like, oh, is this like a progressing the story room? If he's sitting and just letting me go, I think I'm in a safe spot, sort of. There's been one moment
because you're gonna have to come back or something.
Yeah. And I just think if that guy's like sitting down, he's like, there's those dumbasses going up there again to try to do some that. I'm just gonna sit my ass right here.
Well, he always told I told you to leave. That's all he says. I told you to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I want to know how this wraps up, and I can't wait to dissect all of it with you next week. But yeah,
a lot of dissection in this game.
A lot of dissection.
Who up dissecting today?
Are y'all currently higher on this than you were with Little Nightmares? I could say I am.
I think I am, actually. I think so. Just because, like I said, it's very similar, but something about how the camera angles make it feel like a Final Fantasy game, the fixed camera, it's really scratching that itch, like, for me. And then I don't know, I just like the vibe of this so far. And it is similar, but I like this premise and the tone of this.
Yeah, I think so too. I think like I'm interested to see how it continues to get darker, because I definitely see that kind of lingering in the future. I wouldn't say I'm more hot on it than I am on Little Nightmares because I do have a little built-in nostalgia for the original game, and just like a fondness for it. So I wouldn't say I'm quite like as hot on it yet, but also I recognize I'm not. Like I'm only like halfway-ish, a little less than halfway. So definitely a lot of room to grow, I would say. But very into it so far.
Cater Blossom, absolutely, you should play. If you Limbo and Inside are like,
yes.
As soon as I play Little Nightmares and then this, I'm like,
yes,
these are they were heavily influenced. Like you could tell, like those
it's a good
games influenced how this game would be in the
whatever
future.
this genre is. It's kind of like Limbo, Inside,
child,
Little
scary
Nightmares,
situation.
And now Reanimal,
really,
very similar.
Yeah, depressing situations, and you're just trying to survive.
Yeah,
as a small child in this dark, creepy, gross world.
Our official recommendation right now is Little Nightmares 1 and 2, but do not, we don't care for 3 as much, but
Yeah.
Also, I will say you should play Little Nightmares before this because I do think, like we've kind of talked about, the stuff that they add upon Little Nightmares might be like harder for you to go backwards from, potentially.
I agree, just based on that interaction we had in the room. I mean, obviously it's a new story. Feel free to dive in. I think anyone would be fine. I'm not big on like, hey, you should play these. You should just jump in what's new.
Jerica famously.
But they are. It's definitely not a sequel to that universe that we know of yet. But to Kayla's point, it does build on that foundation of what kind of game this is, because it's not just. I got really stuck in a part in Reanimal, and we talked about it earlier, like in just knowing how to, am I just trying to hide? Oh, I'm just waiting for this enemy to move into another room. And I think Little Nightmares does so far, like, is a more simpler approach to that. Whereas this is a little obtuse right now, but I am a derp, so who knows?
Yeah, I'm really excited to continue. I am very intrigued on the story, and I think it's going to be the perfect like bite-sized experience with like a little substantial. There were some discussions earlier in the chat about how long we think it is, and I know Josh said that on how long to beat it. So there's no way that that's true.
No,
well, I don't think so either, because I think I'm already like 3, but I don't know. Maybe we're just slow.
I don't think so, because especially looking at the chapter breakdown,
I'm halfway through, and I've played at least 5 hours or so, I think.
I mean, even so, like when I was looking at the IGN like walkthrough, they haven't even finished publishing all of the walkthrough yet. Like they are not finished. I've never seen that before.
I guess we'll see.
So yeah, I don't know.
It remains a mystery. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I
so
guess
far
see
I'm
6
4.
to 8.
6 to 8 maybe is more accurate than 10 to 12. I was probably lying, but yeah, I think that's
maybe 10 to 12 on keyboard and mouse, 6 to 8 on controller.
I don't know. Oh my god, you're so mean.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Dive into Reanimal. Play Little Nightmares. They're all great. Wonderful, creepy, weird games, and just beautiful at the same time. Like, gosh darn, this game looks so good. And it's fun to play. It's one of those games I like to pick up now, like where you just want an interesting story, just some puzzles. It's always, we play this normally, like Little Nightmares is like it's one of those cozy, scary games, in my opinion, because there's some coziness to it.
Yeah.
In its own weird, grotesque way.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next week we're back with more Reanimal.
Yeah.
So we're going to play along.
Finish it up. Yeah, play along with us.
Because next week we'll do full spoilers of everything.
Yeah.
We'll have an official review. I love that when we've started doing video game book club, it's made me finish games.
Me too, because I don't usually.
Yeah.
But,
should we say, when are we going to say we're playing after this? Because it's hot. It's right around the corner.
I mean, we got an active chat. We might as well tell the people what
because
they
we want
to hear.
people to play with us.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people here might be playing this game.
Tell them, Jerica.
And,
let them know.
Next week we'll do like a graphic.
Yeah, we'll do like a fancy graphic. But y'all heard it here first, folks. We are going to be playing Resident Evil Requiem. Of course. We've played 3 creepy games in a row, pretty much. I mean, Wolf Among Us, not too
Silent
creepy,
Hill.
but like, Silent Hill. We've been playing a lot of scary games, y'all.
You're
That's
right.
the deal. All this
We love
scariness
scary
the first part of the
games.
year. Join us for that. I'm excited to get back into the world of Resident Evil. It's been too long. I know me and Kayla, we are just huge Resident Evil fans. And Leon's back. And I want to know why. And I can't
And
wait.
then, like we said in the beginning, in Blaster Goblin, who's in the chat, me and Jerica and Blaster Goblin and Patrick are all going to be on Drop In, Drop Out, which is our other podcast that's on Thursdays, talking about Resident Evil, like retrospective. We do have a longer form video on JK Games covering all the Resident Evil games that I'll share somewhere on our socials. Okay,
Yes, 2026.
Yeah.
We'll see
All
you
right.
next week.
Bye.
Don't go through the belly button of the dead